Everything went wrong. Let's watch it crumble before my eyes.
It's van day. This stuff is so hard. The very last minute, it's throwing another curveball. It's borked. Continuing out of spite.
Are you positive that this is mine? Hi friends, welcome back to Disabled in Nature and a part 3 of the van acquisition journey saga. If you haven't seen parts 1 and 2 of this journey, I will link them over here. Please go watch them. It will make all of this make a lot more sense. There's been so much stuff to cover that I am now on the floor today. I don't often get on the floor because it's hard to get up. But when I do, it's for something important, like part 3 of this video. This is the final part, I swear. So a little recap, if you're new here, hi, my name is Marissa. I have muscular dystrophy. I am a full-time power wheelchair user. And for the past 2 years, I've been trying to get support to purchase a wheelchair accessible van in order to be able to transport my 400-pound power wheelchair, who's sitting right there. Off screen. The adaptations necessary for me to independently drive and independently get this wheelchair out and about cost $60,000. So I went on a journey to get support from my state's vocational rehabilitation department. You can learn all about it in parts 1 and 2. Basically, where we left off in part 2 was that I had finally, after almost 2 years, gotten approval for the funding for the van. And so that approval was sent over to the mobility dealer that we had chosen, and parts were ordered, okay? All right, so be referring to my trusty notes. So now that the funding was secured and sent over to the mobility dealer, they needed to start ordering the parts. And I'll tell you what kind of parts they were ordering. I decided not to drive straight from my wheelchair, so we ordered a powered transfer seat, which is basically just a seat that backs up. It's getting a little bit more difficult to drive with my feet, so we also ordered those hand controls. And because I have muscular dystrophy, I have weak little arms, so it was difficult for me to push. So we also had low effort braking installed with that hand control. And then a little spinner knob thingy on the steering wheel in order to make it easier to turn because you're only steering with one hand. And then obviously the conversion with the ramp, they basically like cut the bottom of the van off and lower the floor so that there's space for you to drive up into the van and not like knock your head on the top of the car. And then to secure my wheelchair in place, I had a little pin installed on the bottom of my wheelchair and then a bracket installed on the floor so I can just drive up into the van, lock in place, swap over into the transfer seat, be rip-roaring, ready to go. So lots and lots of moving parts, lots to be ordered and installed. So I'm gonna walk you through the timeline a little bit. I was concerned about the low effort braking because in order to have that installed on the hand control, it was done by like another company. So they had to ship the hand control down to Texas, have them do their thing on it, and then ship it back and then install the whole module into the car. And as you'll see, we were right in being worried about how long that was gonna take. You'll see. Oh, you'll see. So the first thing to arrive to the mobility dealer was the transfer seat base, and that came on February 21st, like a week later. Pretty fast. And the dealer was called Mobility Works, so I'm just gonna abbreviate them MW. And then, like I said, the hand control was a separate module from that low effort braking system. So Mobility Works ordered that hand control and then they packaged it up and then they sent it down to that company in Texas. And they sent it on February 27th. And we're gonna abbreviate hand control HC, Texas. And the company that needed to add the low effort braking module onto the hand control said that their turnaround time was about 1.5 weeks. So all told, with shipping there and back, it should have taken them like 2.5 weeks to do this hand control. So at this point, I was anticipating that I would receive my van by the end of March. If you remember from part 2, I was on a 1-year contract assignment for my job, and so on March 1st, my job ends, and I'm technically unemployed for a little while. Okay, so we're gonna skip forward to the first flashback update that we have for this video, which happens on April 4th, And then we're gonna go back in and fill in what happened in March.
I feel like it's been so long since I've done an update for this video. It is Thursday, April 4th, 2024. And I still don't have the van. So I was supposed to have the van by the end of March. Clearly that didn't happen. The hand control that needed shipped out to Texas took a lot longer in Texas than we were anticipating. So have been waiting on that. I've been feeling a lot through this process, this whole 2-year process, that every time I reach out to someone to check in on what's going on, because I haven't heard anything for, a week or whatever, I feel like I'm annoying people. And honestly, I don't care. Clearly, I do care a little bit, but I don't care. I know how to advocate for myself, and I'm going to do it. And I just push down the feelings of feeling like I'm being annoying to people, because I'm gonna follow up. It's in my nature. I'm gonna follow up. So for the last 3-ish weeks, we've just been this hand control should have been shipped back to Michigan 3 weeks ago. Given the timeline that they said they were going to have, it took them 3 weeks longer than they said it would. So that's been frustrating. So I feel like every few days I've just been texting my contact at the mobility dealer, just been like, hey, have you heard anything? And he'll say, no, we're still waiting on the tracking number, but I will let you know as soon as I have it. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then a few days go by and I'm like, hey, have you heard anything from them? And he's like, no, but I'll let you know. And so I push down the feelings that say you shouldn't be asking. You shouldn't keep following up like this, because they said they're going to update you. But I refuse to feel bad. I refuse to feel bad about it. Update is that my contact at the mobility dealer was able to get a hold of the hand control company this week, and that he's still waiting on the tracking number, so he can't confirm if it has been shipped. So that's interesting. I know that he feels really bad about how long this has taken, and it's not his fault. This whole thing has been out of his hands for a while. Once they get that hand control, it's basically a plug and play situation, and then we just have to install the bracket for my chair, and then I can drive it off the lot. It sounds almost like my MRS counselor and the driver's rehab lady need to be there in order to okay the van. I hope that that's not going to cause an issue in scheduling for me to go pick up and get delivery of the van. That's my update.
So that update really was more to just show the emotional side of what I had been feeling at that point, since it had been a whole more than a month since that hand control had shipped, and we were still waiting for them to get back to us. But let's go back, fill our timeline a little bit. I went back through my text messages with my Mobility Works contact, and I checked in on my case on March 11th, 21st, and then again on the 22nd. Which now, really looking back at this timeline, doesn't really seem like I was really bothering him that much. It's hard not to get in your head. Like I said back in part 1, throughout the early parts of this process, I had been told a lot to be patient. Thank you for your patience. These things take time. I'll let you know when there's an update. And so I think that really got in my head early and planted a really deep seed of my insecurities of asking for updates about my case that I probably shouldn't have had to feel, because this really is not that bad. So this whole month we are waiting on the hand controls to be done in Texas and to ship back so they can be installed on the van so I can come pick it up and have it. And then on March 27th, I didn't space this out very well, the Texas company got back to us and said that the hand controls were in the final inspection phase. Yay. And then we had our April 4th update, in which the hand controls had still not shipped and the company was still being unresponsive. So they said they were in final inspection phase on March 27th, and you would think that that would mean that they're gonna ship out, within the next few days. You'd be wrong. So when we got final approval and the parts were ordered on February 14th, I had this deadline of April 6th kind of in my brain for when I wanted to have the van, because that's when my husband and I were going down to Sandusky, Ohio to watch the total solar eclipse. And obviously, at this point, we're knowing that we're not having the van for the eclipse. So that was a bummer, and I'm putting it on the timeline because it made me sad that I didn't have the van. Eclipse trip. Sad face. Of course, I still did go, and I just brought my travel chair, but as I've expressed in the past, my travel chair is not the best. And I was really looking forward to being able to take this chair, and that just didn't happen. But the eclipse was amazing. Absolutely incredible. I'm happy that we were able to go at all. Okay, so then we get back from the eclipse trip, and on April 9th, I got a text from my Mobility Works contact saying that the Texas company doing the hand controls said that they were going to ship, and he was just waiting for the tracking number. In hindsight, going back through all the texts, he was really good at telling me as soon as he knew things, even if it was like not the whole piece of information. I really needed and craved and asked for small bits of information. So like this, he didn't wait to tell me until he had the tracking number. He was like, hey, I heard from them. They said they're shipping. I'm just waiting for the tracking number. And I really appreciated that. I really appreciated that. Now we're gonna jump into our next update, which is from April 11th.
Quick update. They have received the tracking number. The items are en route, just waiting for an updated ETA from UPS. But they said that they paid for overnight freight. So I also don't know why it took like an extra 2 days. They said that they were shipping them on Tuesday. It is Thursday, April 11th. And they should be, the hand control should be shipping out from Texas and get in Michigan by tomorrow or Saturday. Early next week, they'll install it, and then we'll get in to get my bracket installed, and then I'll go pick it up. So by the end of next week, I should have the van. I feel like this is a real ETA this time, but literally how many times have I said that? Literally how many times have I said, this is the real timeline? It might be a real thing next week. I don't know. We'll see. We'll check in. We'll check in later.
So the equipment finally shipped. Yay. So just, to recap, it was supposed to take like maybe 2.5 weeks to get the hand control all figured out based on the timeline that the company in Texas gave us. And they were shipped out from Michigan on February 27th. And we didn't get them back for 6 weeks. It took 3 times longer than it was supposed to. Why does this always happen? With this next update, getting the van was getting so close, and I went out to film a short, and I had some thoughts to share. I just finished filming a couple of shorts showing how I get my travel chair in and out of the car, and I realized after I got it out in the one that might be the last time I ever do that. Van pickup has been scheduled for Friday. The amount of times I've gotten this chair in and out of this car, hundreds. And it's been difficult and a struggle and frustrating every single time. And the concept that might be the last time I ever do it. I might have to do it one more time on Wednesday when I go to Mobility Works for my hand control and bracket fitting, because Aaron might not be able to come with me, but he'll be with me on Friday. And on Friday, we'll drive away with the van, so it might be the last time. So I just wanted to stop and take a clip for this video and kind of reflect a little bit. She's been good. The lift has been good. The Harmar AL 055. That's all. I did indeed need to do it one more time. When I went the next day to get that bracket that I talked about earlier with the pin lock system, and that bracket fitting happened on April 17th.
I just got done with my hand control fitting. I met Boots, my van. They're beautiful. I put my travel chair back in the trunk for the very last time. Like 48 hours and counting. And this will be done. Can't wait. My emotions are back. I feel things again.
It felt so good to never, ever have to get my travel chair in and out of the back of that Honda Fit, ever. again. Van delivery has been scheduled for Friday, April 19th, which doesn't end up happening, but you'll find out why. So the day before, I took a little clip because I was feeling nervous and I wanted to capture my emotions.
It's Thursday, April 18th, and we go to pick up the van tomorrow. In less than 24 hours, it will be mine. The payment went through today. I'm getting really nervous and excited. I feel like I have a presentation tomorrow. I don't. I'm just getting a life-changing vehicle. After today, my life will never be the same. And I'm trying to keep that under wraps because I feel like I want to hyperventilate and I want to cry, but I also just want to take a stress nap. Yeah, so it's a dog. It's a tiny dog. They took my chair, so that's backup chair. They took it to install the pin in the bracket the other day. Anyway, this saga is coming to an end, and I just wanted to document this because I want to scream a little bit. Thanks for coming along for the second 40% of this journey with me. May 9th, 2022. That's when I started this. I took my first video for this video the day before my channel launched last July. I'm excited, but I'm really nervous, and I'm just gonna try to turn the nervousness into excitement. Okay, bye.
So on April 18th, the payment went through for the van, and things were feeling so real. So as you can see in that update, I was really feeling it. I was nervous, I was nostalgic, I was feeling all of it. And on April 19th, everything went wrong. Let's watch it crumble before my eyes.
It's van day. It's April 19th, Friday, April 19th. It's 10:17 a.m. We're going to Mobility Works later at 1 o'clock to get the van, and this will be mostly over. There's still the training I need to do, but in 5 hours, we're going to be driving away from the mobility dealer with this thing, and it will be mine. And this will be mostly over. We also got a new Taylor Swift album today, and at 2 a.m. she dropped that it was a secret double album. Today, I get a van and a secret double Taylor Swift album all on the same day. I may simply pass out. So right now I'm sitting at my desk, sitting at my computer, and I'm going through all the clips that I've taken for this video so far. And so I'm gonna go on a little bit of a journey. This can be a very cathartic day. I am going to be very emotional today, and I'm gonna take you along with me. It might just be me intermittently picking up the camera and screaming a little bit, so sorry about that. I just want to reflect a little bit here as I go through this footage. As frustrating and truly awful this process has been, I'm so proud of myself. I am so proud of my resilience and my advocacy for myself. Disabled people are warriors, and don't let anyone make you feel like you're not. This shit's hard. This stuff is so hard. If you keep at it, you will make it to the end. Sending you my thoughts. And I'm sending you my thoughts, past self. We're in the car.
Yay, vlogging.
We're going.
I'm excited. What time's it? Noon? Okay. We'll be on time.
And then halfway there, I got a phone call from Cross, our MobilityVerse contact, that there was a bit of an issue.
What's wrong?
That was Cross.
Yeah?
He said that they're having to reprogram the hand control, the low effort braking. And the tech is on the phone right now, trying to get it figured out, but he doesn't know how long it was going to take. So he was calling to let us know and to see what we wanted to do.
Reprogram for what?
I don't know. But I was just like, we're coming. We're on our way. We're not. We're going. We're doing it. The very last minute, it's throwing another curveball.
I feel like...
We were doing this today. I don't care if it's not programmed properly.
No, I know.
We're walking away
okay, if it has
with
to
this
do...
bitch today.
Okay, if it has to do with the braking, then
No,
yeah.
just the hand control part of the, not the actual brakes themselves. I'm sure that the vehicle brakes still work. Just
Yeah, the vehicle brakes.
the
Yeah.
hand control wouldn't be able to be used. I can't use it now anyway until I'm trained on it.
Yeah, I know.
Basically what he told me that was wrong was that when the low effort braking module was active, that it was just pumping the brakes all the way down and back out like really, really fast. And it wouldn't stop. So that's obviously a problem if you want to use the hand controls. If the brakes are not functioning properly on your car, that's a problem. And so we went and it wasn't good.
It's borked.
So,
It's borked.
just signed all the documents.
Mm-hmm. It's
So it's ours now.
technically, allegedly, I don't know, the state still has to sign off.
It's also fair, but we signed the purchasing agreement, so I mean,
Yeah.
we'll see if they can release it with the actuator for the braking
You know,
not working
it
at
would-
this current moment.
It would be, it's par for the course that there's this 11th hour. It's 11:59 in the process, and we've hit there's a wall.
I'm so excited though.
There's a cavern. There's a.
I mean,
there's
we
a
were
cliff, there's a
literally just
canyon.
given a key, so we can't. It can't be that far off.
So we can just steal it.
Technically, it wouldn't be stealing. It's ours.
Is it though?
I don't know actually.
Is it?
I don't know actually. It's actually a good
The
question.
base vehicle is, but there's other stuff in there that is it.
We'll see.
So it was basically just malfunctioning. It was basically broken, and we couldn't get a hold of the Texas company as per usual. But my driver's rehab specialist and my MRS counselor were already there at Mobility Works, and I was like, we're gonna get this done today. Thankfully, they said that they could sign off on everything, even if the hand controls weren't completely functioning. But first, we needed to do a test drive. Without the hand controls, they were turned off. Here you are seeing footage of me testing out the pin and lock bracket system that I had been fitted for a few days earlier. My chair is locked into place now, and when I push that red button, it unlocks and I can drive freely out of the van. I am testing my aim for the pin. You can kind of see it on the bottom of my chair. It's a little violent when it locks into place, but that's what they told me to do. And with my chair locked in place, I can spin around basically 360 and my chair will be secure while driving. Here is what the van looks like from the outside. Isn't she beautiful? I went with white to match my white accents on my wheelchair. And if you're wondering why the van is named Boots, my chair's name is Dora, and we are all going to go on so many adventures together. Here I am getting settled into the driver's seat, and off we go for the test drive, which went really well. I thought that I was going to be more bothered by how big the van was, but it drives so nicely. Unfortunately, you're now seeing me pull it back into the shop because we weren't able to fix the hand control issue, and we're going to have to reschedule pickup for Monday. So on April 19th, everything was technically signed off for. The van was technically ours. We owned it. Everything was through and done. We just couldn't take it with us, and I was crushed. I had some stuff to do that weekend, so the people at Mobility Works were gracious enough to give us a free rental van for the weekend. I had a fashion show I had to be in. It was a whole thing. I'm doing a little bit more editing on the compilation video before we leave for Mobility Works again today, this afternoon. And I've skipped past the sad part of the clips, and I've just gotten to the part where I was just over it and I was just numb and I was just raging. Very cathartic to watch. Yeah, I'm getting really excited. Aaron just said he's on his way home. It's 3:11 p.m. on April 22nd, 2024, and we are about to leave for our 4 o'clock pickup appointment for the van. I'll update you when we're in the car. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling mad. With past me, I'm feeling we did it. Continuing out of spite. Take 2.
Yeah, we'll see.
Back in the car.
I don't have high hopes.
Why?
I don't have high hopes. Seeing the actuator, I'm assuming you are going to explain, you already explained this in other
Well, I will.
videos. Yeah, okay. So seeing the actuator when we were there Friday, go in and out like that, all the way down, all the way up on the brakes.
Tiny dog.
That's not really what you want. That's a cute dog, though.
It's gonna be fine. Well, you know, it's after 3:30 and we're supposed to pick it up at 4, so if something were going wrong, he would have called me. And I received no calls and texts, so I think we'll be fine. We're getting gas for the rental car.
So we got there, and he handed us the keys, and I didn't believe it.
That's it? You're good? Yeah. Okay. You guys have questions for me on anything?
Yeah.
Are you sure this is mine?
You're good. I think so. It would be too late if it's not, so.
Are you positive that this is mine?
You're ready to roll.
Okay, so that's too far back, probably. I'll get a hang of it. I'll figure it out eventually. I'll figure it out. Ready?
Yeah, is the car on?
Yep,
Really?
it's a hybrid. So you don't hear it? Is there a parking brake on?
No, it just turned off right here.
Oh.
Just like with that gas.
Are you sure?
No, I'm not sure. I think give it a little gas.
I did.
Oh, maybe it is. Put on the brake, right?
Okay. No, it's not going anywhere. I can't get it to go.
Are you
Wait.
pressing the accelerator?
Yeah.
Press the accelerator again. It'll say something. Right there.
And it wouldn't move. We had to like call them over and help us figure it out because the car was on, it was in reverse, and it wasn't going anywhere. It gave us a little error that said that the brake and the accelerator were being pushed at the same time. So we like reached down and like pulled the brake up, and then it stopped doing that. So I think something with the hand controls, the brake got sticky. I don't know. But we were finally able to pull out of the lot, and the van was mine. Van is mine. All in all, after all that I went through to get this van, this 2-month span was really just child's play. But everything kept going wrong down to the very last second. It really was holding on to be just a horrible experience. So I have on my notes that it's time to reflect. Boy, I won't keep you too much longer, but this process was so hard and it took so long. It took all of my energy and my patience, but I finally did it. I finally made it to the end. The van is mine. It's in my garage right now. It's been about a month since we took delivery of the van. I've done so many things that I otherwise wouldn't have been able to do. I have gone to nature preserves in the middle of the day by myself to go birding. I have run errands that have been long overdue. Yesterday, I returned packages across town. I went to the post office. I never would have done such a trivial errand as popping in and out of the post office to return a package by myself before I had my van. Today I went and I bought plants at a store all by myself. It really has been such an amazing experience to have this van. I am so grateful. I am so proud of myself that I stuck with this. This whole thing, I did that. I saw that through. I made it to the end. I had a lot of help. I had a lot of privilege in this process that I was able to stick with it for so long. But man, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. And I did it. If you've made it this far, if you've watched all 3 parts, thank you so much for watching. Coming along this journey with me. I am so excited for all of the fun adventures that are to come for me and Dora and Boots. Now that we are all united as a team, does that make me the backpack? I don't know, maybe I'm taking this Dora metaphor too far. If you want to see more adventures with me, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I would so love to have you. As always, don't forget to get outside. And I'll see you in the next one. Oh, we're doing a van tour. the next video will be a tour of the van. You're not gonna wanna miss it. I'll walk you through all of the parts and show you how they work. Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. So, see you in the next one. Bye-bye.